How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Monday live stream. I'm so glad to be back with you guys. Always a pleasure to get you in the studio, spend some time with you. Man, we're up for a good show today. So, a lot of things are happening. A lot of things are, hold on. As usual, I don't see you guys because my screen is too far off. I need to fix that, right? What's up, Mr. Kumar? Always a pleasure to have you here. Anybody else in the chat, make sure to say hi. Kumar, this is your time to shine if you have any more question, because you always do come up with some really interesting question. The floor is yours. Because today, announcement. Well, small announcement. The show will be 1 hour. Period. Because I got to go to work. I have an event. After this, I have a get-together for a company that decided to book me and my service for like a single microphone. It's a really small corporate event. I just go there. I go take care of the client. We're having some fun. And also, something that is kind of big news. Right now, I don't know what your situation is in the world the global planet. Right now in Montreal, people are freaking out because we're gonna have a full solar eclipse in about an hour and a half. The moon is about to go in front of the sun. The location that I am right now is gonna be total eclipse. It's gonna be a total eclipse, not of the heart. That dates me, but there will be a total there will be a total eclipse happening around me, and I'm gonna be out driving. I thought, depending on the time zone, on the time situation, maybe doing the stream upstairs in my house with the windows open, and we could go through this together, or maybe even go outside, because it would have been fun to have my camera set up outside with the wing, and as the show go by, the sun disappear and come back. We'll be in the dark for a couple minutes here, maybe 10 to close to half an hour. Like the time is going to be dark. There's only a sweet spot where the moon is going to fully cover the sun, but we are going to live through this, and it's a big deal because I don't know why a lot of stuff is closed today, because nobody wants to be accounted for. People being stupid, in the sense of a lot of people are going to try to watch the eclipse with bare eyes, which is something that you should avoid at all costs. Like, it's like looking straight at the sun, but just like, a tint of the sun instead of a full on. I'm in Canada. Montreal, Canada is my location, and luckily I'm in the belt, the zone that's going to be like the most shadowest of all. So it's gonna happen again, I think, in 180 something years. So I'm probably not gonna see the other one, but I want to spend some time. I want to go out and just like experiment and a solar eclipse, a full solar eclipse. I think the last one we had here was in '92. I remember being in like really, really young in school. I think it was my first year of school, so maybe 94, something like that, 94, 95. It's been a while, and until we're gonna get a full, dark, fully out eclipse, it's gonna be 180 something years. So I know I'm not gonna see the other one for sure. But yeah, that's the reason why I want to go out. I want to see that, and there won't be a lot of people on the street driving around. So I'll be one of the few who will be driving around to go to work. I have an event starting at 4 this afternoon, so I'm gonna finish this live stream, gonna do our stuff together, we're gonna have a good time, and I'll be off to work and to watch the eclipse. But before that, if you guys have any suggestion, stuff that we want to talk about, because when I say we, I'm talking about me, the community, we're all together in this thing. The floor is yours. I'm here to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. This is the beauty of this show. First, I'm going to say hi to a few people. What's up, Patrick? What's up? Is it 6 mag? Is there any... Sorry, I'm trying to look down on my prompter because I don't... Even... Okay, real talk again. Hey, Patrick, still in the UK? Do you guys get the Eclipse in the UK? I don't know what's the... I don't know who's going to see it today, but I know some people will see it today. It's not only in Canada. I know in New York, well, I think a part of New York, people are freaking out. What's up, Rolf? Is it in New York or New Jersey? That is straight down. Like, if you look at the world map, Montreal is, I don't know in miles, but I know in kilometers, it's like 500 kilometers away down, like straight north to south line from Montreal. So we're not that far. It's about a 6-hour drive for me if I want to go to New York, which for you European guys, it's totally crazy, but here in North America, it's totally normal. So, salut Fred. Bonjour, les francophones, la francophonie. Hi to everyone, where everyone is welcome on this stream. Where do we go, guys? Come on, send me onto something. I need a mission. I need to get something to talk about, because otherwise I'm going to talk about the weather. Well, actually, I'm talking about the weather. I'm talking about the solar eclipse that's going to happen here. So, yeah, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while before we get questioned if I keep talking about the sun, which is not a friend of our console. Let's talk about the wing for a second. The screen here that we have is honestly fairly bright, but I think it could be a little brighter. If anybody from Behringer is listening and has an option for a revision, if there's a way to get the screen a little brighter, I think it will be fun just to have that pop out a little bit. It's fine when you're inside, but I had to do a show last summer. I don't think I did a vlog. I did only a short live, like a 5-minute live from the site where I was at the Lasso Festival in Montreal. It was so bright. I was out in the sun and I could not see the mute button, and I had a really hard time to go like this to watch the screen. So I don't know. I don't know if it's possible to get more. I believe it's nits. It's called nits, it's basically like lumens, but for a screen. I don't know if it's possible to do this. And actually, yeah, while I'm holding something, actually, let me show you guys the rig that I got today. I got a new boom arm that you guys probably seen before. Or probably not, actually. This is why I want to talk about this. Beautiful boom arm from a company called Fifine, and I just did a video about it, and apparently none of you guys watched it, and I'm curious to know why. This is basically the question that I want to ask you guys. It's my video about the Tank 3 and that boom arm, which I honestly believe are fairly priced for what they are. What? I'm looking for the reason why you guys didn't click the video, basically. But hold on. Let me bring that back up. Is this something that doesn't interest you, at all? If it's the case, I mean, I don't want to bother you guys with video that not interesting you or have zero interest in. I'm just gonna stop taking sponsor stuff from guys if you think this is not a good idea for me to review. And I want to be totally honest here. They don't pay me to do it. They just send me out some boom arm, and please don't take this the wrong way, but I don't need to be sent a boom arm. If I need one, I can just afford one. I'm knock on wood. Life's been good with me. I can't afford a boom arm if I need one. So I thought it was an interesting idea for me to open it up to do more stuff like sponsorship videos and branching out other than just talking about the wing. But if you guys are not interested in that, I think my video didn't even reach 100 views in a few days, where usually I can get up to 1,000 in a few days, like within a week. And this one didn't happen. So I want to know, is it a bad thing? Anti-glare screen overlay, not been really an issue for me, to be honest, Rolf. Glaring is never a problem. It's the brightness basically that is missing, I believe. Patrick, saw the video, found the product interesting, even if I didn't need one. Yeah, I believe this is a good all-in-one. So actually, I have it here. Hold on. That's the Tank 3, and the reason why I believe this is interesting is because it's a little less expensive than an SM58. It's not going to be as useful as an SM58 for sure. It's a different beast, you know. But the thing is, if you got nothing, if you're starting from scratch, this is an audio interface that will allow you to connect your headphone into it. You can eventually connect it over XLR if you want to have, you know, XLR. It sounds fine. You have direct monitoring if you're using it over USB-C, and you have a gain control and a volume control on it. Seriously, for less than $100, and by the way, this thing is called the Tank 3 because it's built like a tank. I mean, it's made out of metal. It feels awesome. But so, okay, actually, let me tell you something. You guys probably know the Dark Corner YouTube channel. I don't remember the real name of that gentleman, but he's doing a lot of video about mic overall. And he did a review of the Fifine Tank 3, and he basically said, no, it's not a good buy. After watching this video, or I think I watched a 3/4 and I was interrupted by a phone call. After watching his video, he recommended against buying the Tank 3. My personal opinion is I don't think he sees it from the right angle. I think he's seeing it from like just a regular XLR microphone. In this case, I must agree with him. This is not the best dynamic microphone ever, or not the best dynamic microphone that you can get for $100, or a little less than that. But this is a microphone that allows you direct monitoring and headphone connection and gain control, and basically built-in audio interface with the mute button that I really like. It's an all-in-one solution. This is what my video is about. This is not the best dynamic mic ever, but this is fairly good. And honestly, if I'm out on a show and I only have this in my backpack, because this is where it's going, by the way, it's gonna be in my backpack, and I'm gonna keep it with a USB-C cable, because the back is USB-C connection. I'm gonna keep it with that, and it's gonna be a lifesaver for me. If I need a dynamic mic, put this on a stand, it's gonna work. The dynamic element in there are fine. This is like any good dynamic out there. It's not an SM58. It doesn't sound like an SM58, but it's gonna get me through anything. If I don't have anything else, this is gonna do just fine. I can get away pretty much with everything. Maybe not a bass drum, because it's gonna be, you know, too much sound pressure level for it. But anything else, like guitar amp, this is gonna work. This is just gonna work. And the all-in-one solution, this is what is appealing to me. Just carrying around an interface, an XLR, a SM58, and cabling for all that, power supply for the interface. I just plugged that in. I could literally plug a USB-C cable, holding it like that, do some voiceover work, or could use it anywhere. If I'm at the desk, you know, because I have a couple video coming up where I'm going to be at the desk, I'm just going to connect that into my computer and not thinking about anything. Connect, go. If I'm out on the road and I want to do a Zoom call with a decent quality, and if I'm in a hotel room, I'm going to bring my small stand that I have. You know, I have a little foldable small stand. I'm going to plug it here. I'm going to crank out the gain, and I'm just going to use it like this, and to have headphone, mic, decent amount of noise rejection. It's going to be great. So I think for the kind of money that you pay, this is a great option. So if you guys are interested to see the full video, go check it out. It's probably somewhere on my channel. But I don't want to recap on that. All I wanted to say is, if you guys are not interested in me doing that stuff, let me know what you guys are interested in me doing. I need some ID for the channel. And I want to say thank you to this community, especially the one who are here in the chat with me today. You guys have been there every week for the last years. I appreciate so much every single one of you. And to please you guys that way, or to go in a sense, in a direction that makes sense for everybody, let me know what you guys want to see, because I'm running out of ID for the channel. It's not the first time that I'm talking about that, but I'm running out of ID for the channel, and I want to keep it interesting. I thought branching out to do some product review would be interesting, but if it's not, it's not. Let me know. I want to make video. I don't want to say I want to make video that you guys want to watch. I want to make video that are interesting. And if my approach to do product review is not interesting, I'm not going to do them. I want your opinion. While you guys take some time to answer that, I'm going to answer Kumar's question. Is there a way to split USB from the back of the wing and use two laptops at the same time? No, there is not. But natively from the back, you cannot do this. My other question for you, Kumar, is what do you want to achieve with this? Because there's maybe a workaround, and if not, you can use a 96, a Clark Technic 96, hold on, I'm going to say it right. Clark Technic DN9630. This is AES50 to USB. It's a small box, like a DI box, that will allow you to take any connection of AES50 in the back and use it. Exactly. Merci Samuel for pointing that out of the 96. That's gonna work. But if you just want to record, I would say grab an SD card, record from the back of the console. If you want to use it for broadcast, let's say you want to do a live stream, use the USB. This is what I'm using right now. It's working amazingly good. You would need two interface, because you cannot split. You cannot split a USB connection. You need different one, because it's a point-to-point connection. Basically, it's not like a network. If it was over Dante. If you had, a Dante card in your console and you wanted to, split it to multiple computer, you can do it almost to the infinite, almost infinitely split that. But USB is not one of those protocol. It will not allow you to do this. The sound from the Tank 3 came out quite good. I like the incorporate audio interface and have direct monitoring, good stuff. It's I would not say it's good studio stuff. I would say for home recording, I think, the Tank 3 is the perfect solution if you are one of those people that want to cover karaoke track on YouTube. You want to sing, you want to have, one of the YouTubers that I follow that doing that is Lauren Babic. I don't know if you guys ever heard of her. She's really talented. She's really, really good. She's doing basically cover song. If you want to start and you don't want to spend, $500 on an SM7B, you don't want to spend $1,000 on a really good interface with a compressor, you need a stand, you need a mic cable, you need, all that stuff. If you just want to get started, grab the boom arm from Fifine with the mic, or just grab any stand that would do. This is gonna get you going. If this does not give you good result, it's happening somewhere else. It's not the mic the problem. If I could take any good singer, put it in front of this and it's gonna work. Is it gonna be the best? No. Is it gonna work? Damn it, will. Okay, let's go back to the question. Stage wave. Kumar, please tell me what stage wave is, because I know using wave with the console have been done before, but stage rack, stage wave, I don't know what that is. Max, I use a Lewitt kick drum microphone, which has 2 capsule. Yes, this one has a condenser and a dynamic all built in. Is it possible to route these 2 capsule as a stereo source into the channel? And then I'm gonna say, Dan, you want to use it, then connect them over a mono signal using the width tool. Do you see any problem here? Let me think about it for a second, seriously. This is not the approach that I would usually take, but I think you can get away with it. That said, it's 2 microphones. They're gonna share the same EQ. They're gonna share the same, they're gonna share too much stuff, I believe, to get really creative with that. I'm usually fine with a single bass drum mic, but I understand that that's the one that you have and you want to use it. You want to fully use it to its full potential. First, let me ask you, are you really full to the point where you could not have at least 2 even aux channel with less EQ on it? Because if we look at the aux channel, like the one that I have here, hold on, you know, it has a smaller EQ, a smaller gate section, but I could definitely get away with a bass drum for that, like a single dynamic in a single EQ. I could see myself doing just fine with that. I would prefer that over using a combination of 2 microphones to save on channel count. That's my approach. Of course, if you don't have any more space, all your 48 channel are fully fill up with stuff that you absolutely need, yeah, you could get away with it, but you have to use 2 things. You have to use the blend, basically the width to 0 and the amount of stuff that you're gonna need for that. And actually, let me grab a channel here that has a stereo source. I'm gonna grab this as a stereo source, and we're gonna take a look at the width. Let's go. So yeah, using the width, you will eventually get to the point where you can bounce between the 2 mic as a mono, but seriously, it's looking for trouble. It's really looking for trouble, but it's gonna work. You want to make it happen, it's gonna work. I would do it the other way. Okay, moving on. A lot of stuff happened in the chat. Sorry, I try to keep up, guys. I think I would need to keep trying your product review. Okay, I think you would need to keep trying your product review and find out if this is popular. Okay, well, honestly, this is a honest answer. I believe the review that I did for Tank 3, production-wise for the video, is one of the best one that I've did so far. I went straight to the point. I did not have to chop everything because I'm getting better and better and better at acting in front of a camera, which is a real struggle for every day of my life that I'm in front of a camera, except when I'm live, because I feel like I'm talking to somebody. There is no like, okay, I need to do it again. I'm getting better and more comfortable in front of the camera, and I think it's showing in that video that I'm slowly getting there. And I think production-wise, and I think the B-roll that I added to the video, maybe it's not perfect, but it's a really big upgrade for me. Is it good from your perspective? Your perspective? I don't know. Let me know. This is why I'm asking. But production-wise, I believe this is good. Let's see if it catch up. But let's say that the algorithm doesn't know me for doing product review. We'll see what happens with that. But thanks for the really good comment, Rolf. Always a pleasure to have you around, man. Rolf, you connected two PC, one via the USB and one via Stage Connect with a USB to Stage Connect. Well, that could work. That could work. Patrick says, I was thinking more about radio talk type studio, not singing, recording music. In fact, sorry for the confusion. No, don't be sorry, Patrick. It's fine. But honestly, I think for somebody who wants to start like singing over videos or karaoke, it's going to be more than enough. If you want to start, you know, your career as a singer-songwriter, you can use this. Record some guitar with that, acoustic guitar, put it in front of a guitar, it's going to work. And you can record vocal with that, it's going to work. If you're good, if you are a good performer, it matters more than the gear. Good performance, controlling your performance matters more than any gear that you can buy. Exhibit A, the Beatles. They had nothing. They had a 4-track recorder, only a few microphone options, and they did well. They did well for the last 50 years. So, Stage Connect is limited to 32 channel. Yes, this is true affirmation here. If you need more than 32 channel, but I don't think this is the case here. Oh, okay. Stage Wave, yeah, okay, I saw that app before. It's an application that allows you to use your phone as basically a wireless in-ear. So far, I was not surprised by those, and especially if you rely on Wi-Fi network for monitoring. To me, it's a big meh. I don't know. I was not surprised. The idea is great, but I don't think it makes sense. And I don't think it's safe enough. Even me on big festival where I have full-blown like antennas pointing at the stage, deployed the right way, I'm still having problem. So using wireless network, like, actually, let me spoil you guys. My next upcoming video is about this communication system from Synco, the X-Talk X5. This is a wireless headset that has a couple cool feature. It has a 1/8 input on it, so you can drive in a I'm gonna say it, a 1/8 jack. You can send a mix into it. You can send audio into it, and the microphone itself also work at the same time. I don't know if the microphone is I don't know if the microphone is being picked up by the 1/8 cable. If it does, it's going to be an extra added bonus. I'm going to point that out in my upcoming video. But this is operating over 2.4 gigahertz, and I think it's the downside of this system. It's been proven in the past that 2.4 gigahertz give you problem. Sometimes could give you problem when you are in a room with a lot of people. Phones looking for wireless network, they always scan for extra stuff, so I would try to avoid that. But other than that, 2.4, like communication wise, frequency band wise, it's been great. It's just the interference that scare me a little here. But yeah, I mean, if the system that you have is working, yeah, sure, 2 thumbs up. But to answer your question, Kumar, I believe you will need to run a USB interface, a different USB interface for recording and using your stage wave at the same time. They're not that expensive. They're not cheap, but they're not that expensive, those AS50 to USB. So maybe it's an option for you. I need to buy 2 of these to go along with my Pro 2 because I want to have 48 input available from a playback coming from my laptop. So we'll see what happened with that. Hold on. Try to catch up with you guys. Samuel Charlebois. Des nouvelles à propos de la Wing Compact. Any news about the Wing Compact? Nope. Absolument rien, mon chum. Nothing, no news, no picture, no leak, no nothing. I have no insider information about that. Actually, I don't have any insider information at all, to be honest. Nope, nothing. And we will all be surprised at the same time when it's going to be announced. And you will all know, you will all know it right away, because as soon as it's going to be announced, my full-size wing's going to go out. Yes, I love it, but my back doesn't. And I'm not getting any younger. And even if I'm not that bad out of shape, I think this is just seriously too heavy for somebody to carry around, where it's probably easier to carry a compact version. So as soon as the Wing Compact version is going to be announced, there will be this wing available for sale if anybody wants to buy it. To be determined if I sell it with the case, the USB, not the USB, the Dente card or not. We'll see. Future will tell. What's the name of the headphone? You mean those are not headphone. The Synco X-Talk 5. X5. The X-Talk X5. And I probably, without knowing, just broke an NDA showing you guys this, because I believe they're not launched yet. Maybe I just broke the embargo, but for the few of you who are watching this, you will only bring more attention to the product, which is what basically the company wants at the end of the day. So, oops, my bad. I show you guys something that is probably or maybe not released yet. Has anybody managed to set up the Jug Wheel to scrub into Pro Tool, I guess? Okay, it should be working, right? Anybody out there who's a Pro Tool user? Because me personally, I've been using the wheel. Well, I got a video on the Jug Wheel, that little spinny thing down here. So far, it's been working every time. Yeah, Reaper here. I know, Patrick. I know. Reaper. I'm the Logic guy. Patrick is the Reaper guy. Anybody Pro Tool or Cubase? And that's the thing. A lot of people, I'm guessing here. A lot of people probably using Pro Tool are probably not using the Wing, because you know it's not fancy enough. By the way, after watching last Monday stream, I turned up the music, the background music. Is it too loud? I forgot to ask you guys at the beginning of the stream. Is it too loud or there? I want you guys to hear it, but you know, I just wanted it to be there to fill the blank. When I'm not talking, it's not doing anything. I should... Actually, I need to check that out into Reaper. Or to use a sidechain. Or is there a way to do a sidechain on background music? Because I would believe it would be interesting to have, you know, the background music cranking up when I'm not talking. And as soon as I start to talk, it goes down. And usually you do that with a sidechain and even either a ducker or a compressor. So I would need to check that out. Had a nightmare with QLab. A gig this past week. Both the main and the backup computer froze at the same time. Ooh. Resulting in the orchestra keep playing, but the music while the movie froze on the screen. Oh man, that's rough. But it's definitely a connection problem inside QLab. To be honest, for live stuff and broadcasting video now, I don't know if I should tell you this, but I'm using OBS most of the time. It's a great video mixer. It can play cues. You can set, if you download the advanced scene, the advanced stuff, the advanced scene change, and the macro system, you can program stuff over time. You know, it's not controlling lights, but it's controlling MIDI. Or it's being controlled by MIDI, so I could start it from a distance like I'm doing right now on the wing. I can switch, you know, the camera inside OBS, inside the wing. Or I send a MIDI command and OBS react to that MIDI command. I'm using OBS for all that stuff, to be honest. Yeah, it's just work. Even at work, I'm using OBS for, you know, broadcasting on LED screen, or sometimes today, actually, I have a client that asked me if I bring a couple videos on my USB key, can you make a loop, and can you loop that and make sure that the videos are following? And I'm just gonna use OBS to take a couple of video. I'm gonna do a loop inside of OBS, or I'm gonna change them from time to time, because, you know, usually when you're doing conference, they like to have background stuff on a big screen. This is what I'm doing today, bringing the screen, and yeah, that's basically it. OBS, it's just work, man, and it's free. You cannot beat that. How to choose the best mic for drum and how many mics you need for best quality? Okay, that's a really interesting question. Trial and error, of course. You can try some stuff. Actually, I did try something myself recently where I was using SM7Bs on the toms for a band that I'm working with. We used to have the Sennheiser 604, and I was not like displeased, or I was not having any problem with the 604 by themselves. 609, whatever, the Sennheiser Eclipse. I was using those Sennheiser Eclipse and they were not bad, but I was like, hey, I got a couple SM7Bs at home. Let me try to have that on the floor, on a tom, on the kick. I even tried it on the kick. The kick was like good. Like I could get away with it, but it was not optimal. But it's trial and error. I try some stuff, you know, you want to make sure that you get good mic at first. I cannot say anything wrong about Sennheiser, Audix, Shure, of course, Shure, Bayer Dynamic. How can I forget Bayer Dynamic? Those are probably my favorite microphone, the TG58 and 57. Nothing to do with SM57 or 58. Those are condenser clip-on mic. They are probably the best clip out there because of the mounting system, and they are condenser clip-on mic. Probably some of my favorite, to be honest, on snare, on toms. When it comes to kick drum, my favorite right now is the Audix D6. Shure Beta 57 is gonna work just fine. Bayer Dynamic as a plate. the D71C. Also, if you, depending on the type of sound that you want to get, if you like to have a bass drum with a lot of attack, Beto 91 from Shure, it's going to work fine. Sennheiser 901, Sennheiser 901, it's going to work fine too. I'm not a fan of Sennheiser bass drum, to be honest. I love the 904 and 604 clips on toms and snare, but the 901 and 902, the bass drum version of Sennheiser microphone, I prefer them. Like the 902, I love it on floor tom. And this is something that I've been using a lot lately. I'm using bass drum microphone on floor tom because they can handle that low end way better. And yeah, that's about it. Just try to stay away from like really brand that you never heard of. Those mic are probably going to give you sound, but not what you're looking for. Everything that I mentioned before this is probably a sure shot. Sennheiser, Audix, Beyerdynamic, Shure. I try to see if I forget somebody, one of the big player in the mic industry. Anyway, those would work. You probably gonna end up paying around $200 a microphone. And how many do you need for that to make sense? I would say you need a pair of overheads, and you need to have one microphone per drum piece, meaning one snare, one for every tom, one for every floor tom. Of course, if you want to go out and put two microphones in the, one inside the bass drum and one outside the bass drum, you could do that, but you don't need to. Recently, I even stopped doing that. I'm using a snare top and snare bottom, and inside the bass drum, I'm using just one microphone. I'm using the Audix D6 pretty much all the time. So, yeah, that's working for me. Those will be my suggestion. If you have the budget, check out Beyerdynamic. Everything that they make for drum is good. The MC 930s are working just fine for overheads. The D71C for the bass drum, the plate, is probably the best compromise between having two microphones. Having the fat of an external microphone and the attack of an internal mic. D71C from Beyer is probably my go-to mic if I had to use one. But depending on the band, now I'm doing more a rock, power ballads type of band, and I don't need much attack in my kick, so this is why I like the D6. The D6 has attack in the kick, but it has so much low end that I can give like that big fat punchy but not clicky bass drum. I have the fat, but I don't have the attack of the bass drum. So those will be my option. But yeah, to summarize, get a reputable brand mic kit and one mic per element and two overheads, and you'll be good to go. After that, go crazy. Put 24 mic on the drum if you want to. OBS, yes, and you can use the wing MIDI or OSC to control it and create direct button on the wing using WCC. Yes, I know, Patrick. I need to check out your stuff. Actually, the thing is, and I'm going to be fully honest, Patrick, here, I'm so not a software guy. I'm more of a hardware guy that I'm getting a hard time getting my head around your software. I just don't figure out how to connect it, It's a struggle for me. I'm really more a hardware guys when it comes to playing around. I'm really good with a soldering iron and make whatever stuff that's gonna work. But when it comes to programming, coding, and stuff like that, I'm so out of my field of reference. I'm just really good with my hand. That's what she said. Okay, let's not go there. Let's not go there, guys. Let's not go there. Moving on. Another thing, the guy that makes the whole Star Wars live orchestra, okay, use a Q338. That's a Digico, right? To get better in all the EQ processing and And that in Live Processor. Okay, so he was using plugin. Yeah, Digico. The Q338. Really good console from what I heard. Actually, I need to do a vlog about that. There's two about 3 miles away from my place, and the guys gave me an invitation to go in a church that is probably the biggest church in east side of Canada with audio equipment. It's so big that I know when I'm gonna go there, it's gonna be a long vlog. So we'll see what happened with that. I just need to have time to do this. Last year I used Cubase instead of Live Processor. Yeah, it's gonna work. You can use Logic if you want to. I've been using Logic to do some smaller event. Lately I was using my Audient 4-input audio interface. I was taking my microphone from there. I have a low cut on that interface and I have gain control. So I set up my gain, set up my low cut, send all the individual track into for the 4 track basically into Logic, and I was outputting the main out through my sound interface. And honestly, hold on. Honestly, the result was more than fine. I was using a really low buffer size in Logic, but it was working great. It was seriously working great. Nothing bad to say about that. I mean, of course, I didn't have, monitoring. If I needed to do monitoring, I would have to do it from the audio interface itself to be 0 latency, and it would be without an EQ compression. But to do like 1 or 2 microphone, now I just, like, if I don't feel like I want to go out with my Flow 8, because I have a small Flow 8 that is working just fine. But in doubt, my Audient 4-input audio interface, my stuff is gonna work with that. Absolutely no problem. So, on that note, guys, it's almost time for me to wrap up. I want to keep it to 1 hour on the nose here. 1 hour on the dot. I don't speak English. Does it show? I probably have time for 1 or 2 more questions, but after that, I'm gonna have to call it a day. And actually, I got a good one for you guys. What time is it in Europe right now? Did you guys change to summertime? Because I know it used to be a big problem. Not a big problem, but it used to be a confusion happening where North America changed to summertime before Europe. So people were expecting the live to go, I think it's mostly 7:30 in Europe, and I was starting at 6:30 because we changed the time and they didn't. So I'm curious if it's done now, because I heard that it was happening in April. So let me know, guys. And I'm running out of coffee. We really need to stop. Okay. France is 8:20 and UK is 7:20. Okay. So it changed. Midnight for you. Where are you located, Kumar? Eight at night. 20. You don't have to say 20 p.m. You can say 20. And because I'm Canadian, I understand 24-hour clocks. Unlike my neighbor from the south, working still. Okay, in India is and I don't know much about India. Is it one time zone? Sweden. Okay, Sweden is 2 hour. Okay, so it's plus. Okay, it's UTC plus 2. So you guys are 2 hour before or after, 2 hour later than UK. Pancho, it's 1. Okay, are you central? You're central time zone. Okay. It's about 40 minutes before the eclipse. Okay, so you're in the zone for the eclipse. Okay. Yeah, I want to go watch that too. So, okay. Well, on that note, guys, thank you very much for the precision about the time. I want to make sure that I don't miss the eclipse, as Rolf said. Okay, you're central. Okay. So those of you who don't know, in North America, we got 3 time zones. We got East, Central, and West Coast. So sometimes it could be confusing because we have 3 hour in the same country. We have 3 hour difference. So it could be, instead of you having a phone call at 9 o'clock in the morning, it could be at 6 o'clock in the morning, which is a big deal for me because I usually go to bed closer to 6 o'clock. Usually. Okay. On that note, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to spend some time with you guys. My Monday afternoon with you. And until the next one, which is going to be probably next Monday. I need to check out my schedule, but I try to make it every Monday. Till the next one, I want you guys to please take care of yourself. If you have the pleasure to go watch the eclipse, go do. And make sure to do it the safe way, because I want you guys to be able to see my pretty face next Monday and not having burned retina. On that note, take care of yourself. For real. Have a good one.